Olympic gold, winning the world title in your 16th fight, memorable night at Wembley against Vladimir Klitschko. How does this compare?
Vladimir Klitschko's fight will always be number one. But when I first won the title with Charles Martin, I didn't feel like I took it in. Everything happened so fast, and I'm still learning, I'm still experiencing so much that I didn't really grasp what actually being a heavyweight champion of the world was about. Only until I lost it. And I saw from the other side of the corner, Ari, Mexico, what it was like to be a heavyweight champion of the world. And I thought, hang on, I want a bit of that. So I knuckled down, and this time winning it, even though I know it shows you've got to work hard and you can't slack because there's people out there that's going to take it from you. I just know that, like, being heavyweight champion of the world means a lot to myself and means a lot to a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? So this, for me, would probably rank close to that Vladimir Klitschko fight, if not just one above.
What lessons have you learned across the two fights about yourself as a fighter and a man?
As a fighter and as a man. As a fighter, maybe not to take fights at short notice, especially at championship level. Don't put that pressure on yourself. I think you have to really be, if you want to stay champion for a long time, because this should have been another defense to my title, not becoming second, not becoming a two-time champion. So I think you can never take an opponent lightly. You have to be 110% focused on your opponent. And as a man, I believe that I have to trust my own instincts as well. There's certain things that I want to work on. You know, there's certain things I know that I may be weak in this area, and I just have to be able to speak with my coaches and express them, really. And we have to find those weaknesses and identify them. So they're the two things, is trust your own instincts and make sure you push your creativity through when you're working with people, and just understand what you're doing when you're doing it, because once it's gone, luckily I got it back, but it could have been really difficult to get it back. So I'm just in a lucky position to be sitting here as heavyweight champion of the world.
It seemed to me from the outside looking in and again reflecting on that first fight that it was a case last night of you fighting your fight, not our fight, the media's fight or the fans' fight. You fought the fight that you should have fought first time round.
I felt like it's a catch-22, because as you said, the fan fight, the media fight is the one. It was a fight, he went down, he got up, he went down and he got up and this and that. But then I thought that the fan fight would be the fight for me to fight for victory. Because there's nothing better than the next day when everyone says, oh, what happened?
Well done, champ.
You won. Yeah, well done, champ. Do you know what I mean? So I thought that's more important than me going in there and slugging it out and leaving it up to the judges or a 50-50 shot, who lands first. I thought the main thing for me is just to walk out of here and be victorious. And then, like today, we're sitting here talking as heavyweight champion of the world. I thought that's more important, and that's something more important for my fans to talk about than, yeah, he was doing great for 12 rounds and he just got caught in the last 10 seconds, but he done well. But that's not good enough. They want to know that I won, and that was the main priority last night.
Andy, I'm going to try and take you back a little bit. I wish I could do a little bit of that hypnosis stuff, you know, that they used to do. It was big in the 90s. So you'd look at me and I'd say, okay, Anthony, now just relax, just relax. I'm going to take you back to June the 1st.
Yeah.
I'm going to take you back to 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to take you back to Sheffield a couple of weeks ago when you told us, let's put you on the spot a little bit. Let's not make it all glory. Okay, you bashed the guy up last night. You won the title for the second time. You've got plenty of money and plenty of glory and everyone loves you. But we're going to ask you a question. You promised us you'd do some revealing. You promised us one or two. Don't look over there. Your team's not going to help you. Don't look away.
Like making excuses and stuff like that.
No, not excuses. No, there was. You know, we did talk about something.
I had like some issue with my health, which I was going through for a long time. I didn't know what was wrong with me. Just felt like so tired and drained, and I just thought, it must be down to training. And then I got myself sorted out, and I feel honestly $1 million. So it was weird. Even like in the changing room before that fight, I was like, I asked one of the guys, can you just get me a bucket of water and put ice in it? I just shoved in my head in this bucket of water. Like, why do I feel so tired? And you could see these type of things when I was in the ring. And the responsibilities of being like a champion is difficult, especially at such an early stage. It's like, I didn't have 20 odd fights to learn when you're fighting every other month. It was just, boom, 16 fights. And like, giving Andy the belts wasn't that I was giving them away. I really want to be heavyweight champion of the world, but it was just to offload that pressure off me for 5 minutes. So all that type of stuff, feeling so tired, dealing with a lot of obligations and stuff like that.
So in addition to getting rid of whatever that was, medically finding out what it was and getting rid of it, you're a totally different man now then.
Yeah,
I mean, not only have we said all week you look a different man, but you're a different man because you're not the man now in 6 months or 37 months is going to go into a fight and say, you know what, just have the belts. It's been too much pressure. That ain't going to happen again, is it?
No way. Because I feel I've got energy. I deal with whatever. I haven't missed a sparring session. I haven't missed a training session. You know, it's like sometimes when you're in camp, you plan for a great 3 months or a great 8 weeks, 2 months. There's always stuff that get in the way. You get tired and whatever can happen. But this time I went straight away through. I feel good. I'm hungry.
So what was the problem last time, Rat? What induced that weakness?
No, going into it. But I just felt tired. I felt lethargic, and now I feel good. And that's important for a fighter to feel good. A happy fighter is a good fighter.
If you'd felt like that this week, would you have pulled out?
Nah. Because I wouldn't have known what it was. Yeah. I just thought I was just tired because of training. Do you know what I mean? So I was just cracking on, like, getting in sparring, thinking if this guy hits me with a good enough shot, I think I'm going to collapse. But the fighter in me shows that I've got a spirit in me to fight through anything. So, you know, even with the last fight, Andy just kept on hitting me on the back of my head, and I was just dropping, getting back up, and I was thinking, I asked Rob, I said, why am I feeling like this? Do you remember in that round? I was like,
of course we do.
I just didn't know what was wrong with me. But it shows then after my checkups and stuff that, this is what the problem was, and this is what you got to get sorted. Even in this camp, I had an operation done. But because I've been training since like June the 20th, I had no issues with kind of getting myself sorted and having a few weeks to recover and getting back to training. That's what I mean. So it's so important to stay active even when you're not training for a fight, because it eases off the pressure of anything that you may have to take care of during a training camp.
What was the operation?
Not telling you.
See, let me tell you the way it works, Andy. I'm the sort of nice guy here. I'm the nice guy, and I soften you up. I make out I'm going to ask you the hard questions, and then slippery Costello over here.
I know.
He goes in purely for the
bosh.
jugular. You might as well have.
You're using the jab, Andy.
He's going for you. I'm being like really polite and kind and trying to make light of it, and he just says, "Okay, so when was the operation? How many stitches? Where it was? It was the surgeon's name. Might give him a break. He's just won the world title for the second time. 12 rounds. It was exhausting watching him. Give him a bit of a break, the big lad. For God's sake.
I feel like I'm being interrogated.
Not by me. AJ, not by me, son. Not by me.
Oh, God.
Okay, we step back out of this.
But the main
nice
thing
now.
is I feel good. I'm back, focused, and I'm already thinking about what's next and how soon it can be, because I don't want to leave it too far ahead, and then anything happens in that period of time. I just want to stay focused.
So where are we going next? I mean,
I'm not too far.
Unique. It's been really different. It's felt different. But are you thinking about going somewhere else in the world?
Back to London. To London. So I'll be back in Finchley, back in Sheffield at GB Boxing. Just keeping my head down and probably fight back in London.
Fighting
location
elsewhere around
probably
the world?
London, probably Wembley, and I've heard Eddie mention Tottenham or O2. Anywhere like that's good with me.
And it's that in theory, could it possibly be the winner of, say, Alexander Usyk against Derek Chisora in February or whatever? Something along those lines.
Exactly.
Is that what we're thinking?
When is that? In February?
In February or March, whenever it's done.
But then that stops me from fighting. So if so
you've got to wait till June or something.
I'd have to wait. How many months is that? Well, about 7 months.
If you could.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to be difficult to hold on to all 3 belts politically?
If there's 4 belts, I'll fight one of the mandatories, providing I win, one step at a time. So let's speak in the future. Providing I win, let's say Usyk and whoever fight, I would love to fight the winner of that fight. So they can have theirs in February. I'd love to have a fight around March, early March, late March.
Okay.
Just after them. And then the winner of them two will probably fight the winner out of me and who I'm defending my titles against. Okay.
And then one other fight next year.
And then another fight.
Would you like 3 fights? In an ideal world, would you like 3 fights?
Yeah. I don't know how quick Eddie can turn around in these shows. But I would definitely continue to fight. It's like the old school, isn't it? It's the best school.
Which you like?
Yeah.
Given what you were saying earlier on about how it was a release to not be world champion for a while.
Yeah.
Given how we work with pay-per-view and the amount of hype concern and the amount of media work you've got to do, can you do 3 fights a year?
Do you know what? It was actually nice to say no. sometimes, not being the champion, it was actually nice to say to Andy and the team, like, oh, these guys want to do an interview. I'm like, oh, you should ask the champion. I'm not the champion. It was nice to actually have a bit of time just to focus on the fight. And I just got to keep that same attitude. Even if I am fighting 3-4 times a year, I've just got to keep that same attitude. Is like, hold on, guys, that the boxing's the most important thing, not my mouth talking.
And stay true to that. Please, if you let me win this time, I promise you I'll do fill in the gap afterwards. Yeah. Fill in the gap.
And then you win, and then you don't fill in the gap.
Yeah, but you got to do it. You're filling in the gap. Last night on Five Live, you probably can't remember because it was the end of the fight and the adrenaline was running. You put out a challenge to anybody out there that needs help. Reach out to me.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
think I did.
Your team are rolling their eyes. Going,
I say that a lot. I say that a lot, and a lot of requests do come through.
So they should, man. Hey, listen, you're either a role model or you're someone that appears as a role model. So
yeah, I'm a role model.
Bang. So people are meant to reach out to you.
Finchley, come find me at Finchley. That's where we're at.
People think that's a joke, you know, and they've asked me about that. I said, no, I'm telling you, go to that gym in Finchley, walk down to the gym, knock on the door, and he might be in there on a Wednesday afternoon. It's not rubbish. He's in the gym on a Wednesday afternoon or a Thursday night.
All the boys are there. And it's like a vibe because we train, and I stay there for about 2-3 hours after anyway. And now I'm not training like for a fight. Sometimes I go there and do the pads for the classes and stuff like that with the kids and that. It's class, you know. Boxing's a great sport. It's a great sport.
Do you think they were affected by you not being champion?
Yeah. They root for me. It's hope. You only want to achieve what you see. Like Chisora was in my gym before, and they spoke about him being ABA champion, and the ambition was to be ABA champion and then turn professional. But because we had Chisora setting the bar, luckily we went one above. So if I can give some inspiration to the next kid in that gym, imagine what they're going to go on to achieve. So we went to the Olympics, World Championship. So imagine this kid might be 2-time Olympian, world champion, and conquer the division that whatever they desire. So as long as they can see it, they can believe and achieve it. So when it was taken away, imagine I would have gone back and say, look, I tried. So it just loses a bit of that motivation for these kids. But if I go back and give them a firm talking to, leave those belts in the gym for them to see, that will spark something in one of those kids to go on and do something special.
Oh, that's
you know
special,
Yeah, I think so. I think it will.
Well, they're all waving at us again, so...
It's been a delight.
Even at GB Boxing.
Of course, man.
We're all around.
You lift all of them.
Motivation, man. They motivate me. I was watching all Pat McCormack's fight and stuff like that. Luke McCormack, all of the boys' fights before I boxed Ruiz because their style is phenomenal. Hit and don't get hit. That's what that whole performance was about.
The oldest instinct
and we
in
were saying
boxing,
on the podcast last night how important your win was to them as well.
Yeah, leading into the Olympics.
You're looking at them, but they look up to you
exactly.
as well.
So go down there with the belts and say, listen, you slap them up and say, you better get yourself in gear. You're not making weight. Sort yourself out before it's too late. Don't make the mistake and go to the Olympics and say, no, I've got to wait another 4 years. Get it right now.
And don't weigh in ever wearing a sombrero. Because it's 7 pounds of Mexican BS. That might be the end of the podcast. Sorry.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for all your time.
Thank you very much.
It's been great.
I appreciate your time as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
AJ.
Thank you.